wake up this morning, tomorrow morning, and go in your bank account, you know that you had $5,000 left in there the last time you checked, and you woke up and see $100 million in there. What would you do as a higher frequency?
The first thing I'm going to do is get happy and make a list. And then I'm going to call the bank and make sure it's mine.
Okay, you can make sure it's yours. Okay.
Because I wouldn't want to go and spend it and then have to give it back. So, now, if I find it on the street, that's a different thing.
Well, and I agree with you with your first thought. Yeah, you get that magnitude of money there in your bank. Is that an error? Or Bill Gates or Mr. Zuckerberg say, I'm going to randomly give 3 citizens throughout the world $100 million and deposit in your account. So the likelihood of that happening is probably far-fetched. The second part, though, because Keith Anthony said 4 days before Christmas, he found £375 and went to the police and gave them that. Hell no, them not getting nothing, 1 red cent. So I agree with you.
Yeah, and yes, K-Roz, I would take care of all my people first, and then what's left, I would probably open up 1 million schools everywhere.
That's what we're talking about. Want to say big love to MSG Sonny, Mr. Edwards. He's a Palace board member. He's in the chat room. I think it's the first time in about 2 years he's actually logging into the chat room. He must have heard about this $100 million. He said, "Good morning, ruler, bro," and all the RBN list. Hey, when you talk about money and sex, it shows me that all people. Yeah.
Yes, and music, don't forget.
Music, no, man. Music not attract nobody, man. What you talking?
No, music makes people come on out. Music, sex, and money.
Music, sex, and money. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I think about that. I'll think about that one. All right. Well, colors. I know color. You're gonna cover the psychology of colors today, and it's an interesting topic. So, no, colors was something that you came up with, right? Why for this presentation?
Well, the reason why is because everything that I talk about has that connection. Remember, I always said that everything in this life is connected to each other. So that colors is also connected to our feelings, our thoughts, our emotions, our food. Colors are in everything. Even when we were talking about the meditation, the tantric meditation, there's colors for the chakras. Mm-hmm. So that, colors is also a recurring theme. When we spoke about Feng Shui, there were colors. Mm-hmm. The energy that colors vibrates with. If you understand that, sometimes people, we're searching for healing. A lot of us here are either searching for healing or just searching for a way to maintain. And so that I like to present several different ways so that it's not just a diet, or it's not just a mantra, or not just a thought process, but a whole lifestyle, so that's what the higher frequency is going to become for you, a way of living, so that everything that you look at, everything that you experience is going to be able to take you to a higher frequency if you can understand the connection.
All right, hold your thoughts there. Keith Anthony added something in the chat room. He says, I need to present all the data that he wrote in the chat room. He said, I found £375 in the street a few days before Christmas and took it to the police. And then he went on to say, 2 weeks later, they gave it back. Well, that's still, I'm not talking about the give back part of it. I'm talking about go give the police. It's fine, I mean, that's probably okay to do. But I mean, for me, on the ground, you find anything on the ground, finders, keepers. In the bank situation, different story. Yeah, I think the police gave it back to you probably because they probably say, well, why bring it to me in the first place? You find it on the ground. If there's no ID to it, hey, that's one thing. But anyway, continue. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's okay. That was what I was talking about as far as the relationship with colors. So, everything that we do has a vibration and an energy. Everything that we are has a vibration and an energy. I saw that everyone started writing their favorite colors, and that was something that I wanted everyone to do. I wanted to have an idea of what colors everyone likes. I saw that Ann P said she likes red. She prefers red. SWA says purple. Servant Brother David said turquoise. I think Librock said blue. I didn't hear from you, Rula. What would be your color preference?
My preference of color, I think, for clothing wise, are blue and yellow. Those two colors.
And that's interesting that you made the distinction, because a lot of people say, well, I don't have a favorite color, but they may not realize it. They may wear a certain color more, or they may have their house decorated with a certain color more, or their cars. Some people, I have a cousin that I don't care what car he gets, it's going to be green. No matter what, it's going to be a green car.
A green car.
And he that's his color. And he didn't even notice it. I don't think he noticed it as much as I did, because I'm a person that looks for patterns. So that, colors, that's a pattern. We have color patterns that we use. Me, I personally like red. I think from the moment that I became aware of what colors were, red was always my choice of color, to the point where when my mom was going to paint my room, she asked me what color, and, I wanted it to be red. And, at that time, it was unheard of. No one had a red room, no little kids anyway. And I wanted all red clothing. Like, everything that I wanted was to be red. But at that time, we didn't have the technology that we do now, so colors were very limited. We were almost limited to just our primary colors, which were, the red, green, blue, and yellow, basically, and anything that you can mix from there. But color for me has always been red. And then as I got older and technology changed and, we started seeing more colors, gold, metallic gold became my thing. Anyone that knows me from high school and college can tell you gold. I think I wore gold out. If I could have been an Egyptian, I would have been an Egyptian just to have the gold. The gold and the red.
So let me ask you, the colors then that one would probably like to see it, like a woman would probably want to wear a certain color shirt because it brings out something in her or manner or whatever. Would that color be necessarily be different than certain way they're going to decorate their home?
Yes, it can be. It can also, your choice of color can change depending on what's going on in your life. Your choice of color, just like your diet, can be implemented so that you can change what's going on in your life. I saw also that Ampy said she doesn't really like white. So that even though you don't like this color not only shows your strength, but it also shows a weakness or vulnerability. So that if you didn't like a certain color, you might need that color to add a balance to your life, because each color has a different vibration. Just like we were saying with the Feng Shui, when you do your house, you want to make sure that each color is represented equally, or each element is represented equally, so that you get a balance. So that not only do you look at the colors that you like, but you look at colors that you don't like, and colors that you don't like, add them into your life. Maybe not for clothing, because you can't wear every color, but in your house. You can even just carry a swatch in your pocketbook, or just have it on your phone or something, just so that the color vibration is there. They use color psychology with marketing, and that's where it's big, because they know that for a fact by using certain colors they attract certain consumers.
Right. So like red, for example, you always see red as one of those colors because it stands out. It comes at you in marketing, ads, and so forth. Is that the idea?
Yeah, but not so much red. Well, it all depends also on the product.
True.
So that certain colors are used for the food industry. Certain colors. I think I also sent a picture to you. My screen is frozen, so I don't know what's on there. But I sent a picture to you that shows what industries use which colors.
Okay, is this the one with a wheel that shows purple, blue, and it's like a wheel showing And yes, I think that might be the one. It's kind of small on my screen, so I can't really see that
All
one.
right. And then also anything that I talk about here, you can go and look at on my Facebook page if you want more information. So what I wanted to do is have a little fun today. And first I'm going to run through what the colors symbolize, like a generalization. And then I'm going to do like a little color reading for the ones who gave their color and what it means about them, their personality, and I want to know, how accurate it is. And again, like I said, for those who don't like a particular color, when you hear the energy or the vibration that a certain color brings, and you might need that influence in your life, it's as simple as that. You can just change people's response and reaction to you by what you wear. So like you said, if a woman wants to wear a certain color shirt, will it bring about a certain response from people? Yes, it would. And she could bring that response out in public and then at home have a whole different set of colors because, you want to generate a different environment. You want to generate a different feeling, a different sentiment.
I see. All right. So, yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, so I'll start with red. The color red, I guess we'll go through like the rainbow. Roy G. Biz. I don't know if anyone is familiar with that.
Roy
G. Biz.
Yeah, Roy G. Biz.
Yeah, Roy G. Biz. That's red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. If you don't know all the colors, those are the main colors on the color spectrum on the rainbow. It's red, orange, yellow. So if you spell the word Roy G. Biz, you have all the colors. So we're going to do it in that order. So the first color would be red. And, people who prefer red are more action-oriented. They have a deep need for physical fulfillment, and they generally experience life through their five senses. They are, really cheerful people, optimistic, The other thing is that colors culturally have different meanings. So that in one culture, red will mean prosperity and good fortune. In the Asian, the Oriental culture, red is a very, very popular color. In fact, if you look at most of their decoratings and most of their, I don't want to call them spiritual, but most of their inspirational items are in red and gold. Those are the colors that they use. And red for them denotes prosperity. So depending on the culture, the color definition is going to be a little different, but most of them are pretty much the same. Also, you have orange. Anyone who likes orange, they have a need to be with people. They like to socialize and, to be accepted, respected as part of a group. Those people like a lot of challenges in their life, whether it's a physical or social challenge. They just like, the constant movement of that. People who like yellow, they have a need for logical order in their everyday life, and be able to express themselves, their individuality. They're more logical, and they inspire and create through logic. People who like green, have a deep need to belong, to love, and to be loved. They have the need to feel safe. That's their thing. They like to feel safe. And when I say there's a need, it doesn't mean like, they're lacking it, but that's their comfort. So that the green will represent that to them. Green represents a feeling of safety and security for them. They also like to be accepted and, to be acknowledged for the things that they do. Someone who likes green, like if you know someone whose color is green, make sure you thank them. Make sure you appreciate them. They're very big on appreciation. Then you have blue. People who like blue have a deep need to find inner peace. They are about peace and truth, and they like to live their life, according to their ideals and their beliefs.
What color is that? Which color is that again?
Blue.
Blue. That sounds like me, boy. Blue.
Without having to change their viewpoints, to satisfy anybody.
Right.
And then you have indigo. People who prefer indigo like to feel in harmony. They want to be, in balance and accepted also, but they're also aware and intuitive, and they want people to accept them and notice them as that, intuitive beings, you know. Mm-hmm. People who prefer purple have a deep need for emotional security. That's big for them. They like to create order and perfection in just about every area of their life, but also including spiritual, so that they like, things to be correct, basically. People that prefer purple also do a lot of humanitarian. Mm-hmm. They have a need to help others. They like to help others that need help. People who prefer pink, they have a need to be accepted and loved unconditionally. Pink is also often associated with love and relationships. I know in Feng Shui, red and pink are the colors that are associated, more so pink, with love. Now turquoise, those who like turquoise have a need to create emotional balance. They like to express their hopes and dreams and, want to make their way in the world any way that they can, as long as it's according to their hopes and dreams. Even if it's extremely idealistic, mm-hmm. they still want to be able to do it according to, how they want to do it. People who prefer magenta, if you know anything about magenta is like a hot pink color. They are nonconformists, and they see life from a different point of view. Mm. And the reason why I stopped at magenta is because, as I said, I wanted my room to be red. But, my mother, she said, no, absolutely not. And to her, the closest to it was, this hot pink magenta color. I hated it, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. but it was the closest that I could get. So my room as a child was like a magenta, hot pink, and white. And then all my furniture was red. No. But it's just funny that they said nonconformist, because I believe that, there's where I started with that. I was generally the one that didn't just take anything lying down. If you told me something was a fact, I was the one that was going to challenge it, mm-hmm. and just make sure it really is a fact, just because I want to make sure you're right,
No, how old were you then when you started to say, look, I like the color that you came up with? How old were you then?
Oh, when I liked red, I knew that by the time that I was 3.
3? Wow.
Because the first thing that I got that was red that I could get that was clothing were red galoshes. And oh my goodness, Rula, these red boots meant the world to me. Mm-hmm. And I think after that, I always picked red shoes. And I can remember, my mother telling her friends, her favorite color is red, because they would say red shoes, like Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz. And, people just had a lot to say because it wasn't a regular color.
Right.
Most people get black or brown shoes, and especially at that time, we're talking about 45 years ago. So that, for me to have red shoes was like, where'd you find these red shoes?
No. When you have small kids, generally they tend to gravitate to bright colors in general, like red. Could that be just natural and, natural that you'll gravitate to that red color?
Yes, it could be natural for your personality, because not every child likes red. Okay. I have 4 children. All of my children like different colors.
Okay.
I have one that has a thing for green. She said it was because of the flavor, but she doesn't realize, because she was young at the time, it wasn't just flavor. It was always the green one. Anytime there was a choice of color, it would be green.
Wow, interesting.
Green. And then I had the blue ones. I had the boys that like blue, but it was different shades of blue. Right. So that, kids gravitate towards different colors. But yes, that is part of it. It is instinctual. It is intuitive in us. Just like music, just like foods, just like anything, certain things for certain people. But the point is that color is part of our lives. Mm-hmm. And while kids have favorites and people have favorites, like I said, don't rule out colors just because you don't like them. There's a reason why you don't like them. Like I said, it could be a vulnerability or weakness within you that makes you turn away from that color. But you may need to add that color into your life so that you get a balance, a more balance. But let me just go over a couple more colors, and then I'm going to do some personal readings with the colors, because it's a lot of fun and interesting. So we stopped at magenta. Now brown, people that like brown have a need to feel safe and want a simple existence. And the support of family is very, very key and important to them. And if you think about it, brown is often connected with nature. Brown, green, certain colors you have that are associated with nature. Brown is one of them, with the earth. And yes, exactly. So it makes sense that they had that feel and need for safety and support of family. Earth is all of that. That's what that represents. People who like black have a need for power and control in order to protect them from their own emotional insecurity. So that, sometimes it's a cover-up. In our culture, black is often associated with death and mourning, but you have some other cultures that are associated with power. So, again, culturally, and also generationally, colors can mean different things. White is one of those colors. White represents a need for simplicity in your life, to be independent and self-reliant. You don't have to depend on anyone. White is not generally a color that children would pick. I don't know if it's because it exposes everything. You have to kind of be a little controlled in white. You have to be clean. You can't, white is a color for people who are extremely immaculate and who are extremely concerned about things like that, and who are also extremely confident, because it takes a certain level of confidence to wear white. I went through a phase where I only wore white. I didn't know any of these things at the time, but I just loved how it looked, on my brown skin. Now, as soon as I had kids, that all went out the door.
Really? Interesting.
Yes, because kids, you can't stay clean and white with kids. Maybe with one kid you can do that. But with kids, it becomes a little difficult, so that I had to change, I had to change a little bit. And I'm going to go back to that, about changing your color preferences. Now, gray, people who like gray, which makes sense, are middle of the road type. Those are the kind that play it cool. They're very conservative. They're very composed, very reliable. They may even conform just to keep peace. And when you think about it, gray is a cross between black and white.
Yeah, it's the average of black and white. You get gray in the middle. You're right about that. Yeah,
so they're like middle of the road people.
Right.
Then you have silver. Now, silver is a shade, a variation of gray, but like I said, it's a metallic. Now, silver represents a more spiritual personality, intuitiveness, insightfulness. I also went through a silver phase, where, all my jewelry, all my everything had to be silver, if I could find it. Because you got to remember, as I said, back in the day, you couldn't find certain colors unless it was jewelry. So that if you wanted to wear gold, you had to have gold jewelry, actual gold jewelry. But as times changed, we were able to get gold-plated and gold-plated furniture and silver-plated. And, so that generationally the colors have changed as well. And then gold represents a personality that radiates charisma. That's an individual, definitely an individual person that enjoys making others feel relaxed and valued. So those are the basic colors there.
Do you find that there's an overlap in terms of some of the psychology and the colors? Like if you compare, say, gold or yellow with another color, that most of the characteristics are the psychology look close. Is there any such
Yes,
thing?
they are, because all the colors again are on the wheel spectrum, and so that when you're young, we deal with just the primary colors. So we're just dealing with very basic, you know, red, blue, yellow. But as you go into the spectrum more and add in more colors and going in depth, there's where you get more colors, because as the colors change from red to orange, there's all those different hues in between. As the color changes from orange to yellow, there's all those different hues in between.
Okay.
So, yes, and then you have such things as cool colors. So they're like blue, green, purple, turquoise, silver. Those are all considered cool colors. Those have like a calming effect. And then you have what we call warm colors, and that's like red, pink, yellow, orange, and gold. And warm colors have like an exciting effect. You know, when you see those colors, you get a little excited.
Right.
Then you have what we call the neutral colors: brown, tan, beige, gray, you know, black and white. And those are good colors to mix with the cool and warm to tone them down. Because, like, you know, you can wear blue. Some people wear blue, but you wouldn't want to wear like an elastic blue from head to toe. It's a little bright. Some people can pull it off, but you may want to, you know, tone it down with a neutral color. Put some tan or some beige in there. You know what I mean? So that there's where you have the mixing of the colors, and it also mixes the energy.
Before you go, I want to say, oh, you left the room already. Okay, Librock, just want to say hi to Librock. He had left the room. Want to say, ask him to send a shout out to his mom. I'm going to be making contact with him after the show. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
Yes, and tell his mom hi, and glad to know that she's feeling better.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
And that we're still going to send her some positive energy, because, you know, healing is a process. We never stop healing, just like we never stop growing.
Indeed, indeed.
So that, you know, when people get a little better, we don't stop sending them the energy. It's the same thing, like I said. If you can get to that third day, then you can get to the fifth and to the seventh. The trick to everything is the consistency with it. You know what I'm saying? So that, you know, we don't just pray and wish her well and, okay, now she's well, we can stop. No, it has to be an ongoing thing.
All right, Empress, 1 second, please. It's 11 o'clock, folks, and we're speaking to EmpressTee.
You are listening to RBN, Rule Grounds Network.
Yes, you're listening to HigherFrequency. Man, this is number 19, I think, in the composite of all the ones that you've done outstanding work all along. So again, I want to say thank you. It's 11 o'clock, and we're covering colors, psychology of color psychology, what it all means to your energies and your vibration. Continue, please.
Okay. So now you said, what color did you say you like, Rula?
Blue and yellow. I think you know, it's interesting you kind of put it the way you did, because I remember back in Jamaica growing up, I think I usually like the color blue, my shirt and so forth. And it's kind of like recently, if I go out, I'll pick a yellow, something with a off yellow or a yellow. So those would be the two colors, though.
But do you feel that when you were young there was more availability, or was it that you know what I'm saying?
Let me put it this way. You see, no idea when me is young and in the ghetto, it make no difference, because I just take what them give me. My granny couldn't afford anything. I didn't have any choices. So in other words, if she give me something like purple or with some green mix up and everything, I had to take it. But that's the way it was. Because, you know, growing up in the ghetto at Jarrett Lane, I don't have access to certain things. Certain people had things coming to them. You know, my granny, we usually sell up on the street side, we couldn't afford certain things. But I think as I got to the point where I was going to high school, and in the latter years in high school, I think I started to gravitate to blue. And when I came over here now, you know, I kind of like a touch of yellow. If I want a yellow shirt or something like that, it might bring out certain things. But yeah, those are the two colors I would say.
So now, blue personality color suggests a tendency to having a fixed set of principles and a desire to a fixed set of principles.
Yeah,
sounds a desire to live according to these principles.
Sounds like me.
Now, here, would you say that?
Yeah, no silence. No dead
these people have a need for order and system in their lives. They will not they prefer predictability and familiarity in everything, be it love, food, work, or place that they live. And they pay a lot of attention to tidiness and neatness in their appearance and in their homes. Would you say that that's accurate?
That sounds like 159.5% accurate. Sounds like me. And I'd never thought of that. I never looked up the psychology of all the colors, but it describes me. I am that kind. I'm regimented in that way. I am if I, come up with an idea and I'm confident with it, I work it, and tidiness, cleanliness, all them kind of stuff that you just mentioned sounds like me. Quite interesting. Now, what
they
the
look
question
for
is?
Stability. They say loyalty and peace, harmony.
Yeah, man.
Very loyal. So again, like I said, these are just another way of making yourself feel better. So that if you're in a workplace and you find it's too heavy, or you don't like the atmosphere and you want to change it up, brighten it up, you can brighten it up so simply by adding a color. Bring in some fake yellow flowers. Bring in some, whatever vibration you want. If you need it to be a little more, if you find the people are lazy, let's say you have a team and you find the rest of your team is lazy, start bringing in some red stuff. Even if it's red food, bring in some red velvet cupcakes, red cinnamon candy or gum. You know what I'm saying? Something that gives a little fire. There's ways that you can get people going without them even realizing what's happening, and they're being affected because it touches their senses.
It would be interesting to find out what's the reading on yellow. Let me see what they say about yellow. Just curious.
Yellow?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, folks.
Yellow people are perfectionists and dreamers. Now, what they say about people with yellow personalities is that they have high expectations and big plans. This is the type of personality that spends a lot of time dreaming, imagining how things could be. They have big goals. However, they need to work on themselves and keep focused to actually achieve these goals.
Right, wow.
Yellow personality type is fun and exciting to be around.
Wow.
Their sophisticated manners combined with great sense of humor makes them excellent company, desired by many. And, I mean, that's true. We come here almost like the Pied Piper. When Ruler Brown is on, we're here. And it's not so much that we didn't even know that was your color, but that's what you vibrate, the energy that you vibrate. Do you understand what I'm saying?
It is quite interesting. I've never, ever, until just now, read or understood or tried to even find out the meaning of colors. But those are the two colors. And you asked me that at the outset, and I didn't know they were going to give these feedback. So quite interesting.
So yeah, and even in your home, you may have a lot of that color. Now, like I said, there's also the flip side of it. So that, like I said, red was my color. I was never confident enough to wear red in clothing, and also at that time they didn't have a lot of red clothing, but I wore my red shoes with pride. Now I can find red clothing, but that's not my preference of clothing, so that I wear different clothes, but my decor in home is different colors as well. Most of my bedroom is cream and gold. Those are my colors, and so that's the vibration in my room. My kitchen is red. I never knew that they say red is also an appetite stimulator. I just happen to like red dishes and red cuts and things because that's what was available. Like I said, at the time when I was coming of age, we couldn't have everything in red. They just didn't have it. Wow. Now you can get anything in any color that you like. Wow. And with the bringing up of Feng Shui, once they started that Feng Shui, color boomed in this country, and we were able to get everything in any color because people were like, oh my God, I got to Feng Shui my house. I want to, use my color vibrations. I want to use my color energy and, pay attention to it. That's what I said. That's what higher frequency is about, being mindful. People that you don't like, see what color that they wear all the time. Is it the color that they wear? Because that color generally has a lot to do with their personality.
Wow.
And maybe try wearing their colors. See what it feels like to be them. See what it feels like to wear that color and have to generate that energy. Maybe you'll understand them better, or maybe they'll see how they look.
No,
you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Wow. No. The laws of physics says unlike poles attract. So is it possible then that if somebody like myself who is below the opposite of personality of myself, it's likely who I'm going to be tend to want to attract, either as friends or relationships or whomever. Is that?
Yes, definitely. That's what the disliking of a certain color. It could be something that enriches you to provide you with that balance. Because you like a certain color scheme, and so they like certain colors, and then all the colors together have a different fusion. You know what I'm saying? It has a different energy all its own. Together, they mix together and create a new energy. You know what I'm saying?
Wow, that's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah, it is. And it is so interesting. And, that's why I like this stuff. And, this is, like I said, red is my color. So that when I come on here, you guys are only seeing a little small piece, a drip drop of my passion. But red is also a very passionate color. And so that all these things that I talk about, I'm extremely passionate about. In my head, I'm screaming, yes, color, color, color. And I want to do a color reading for everybody, because I just find it so interesting. And I want to know if they, if they're finding the relevance and is it resonating with them too as well. Because, once you have this knowledge of these connections, you feel empowered, and you are empowered, because once you understand your connection and the patterns, you're able to navigate. You can change patterns. You can create any pattern that you want. You don't have to feel so powerless.
All right. Observation. I've seen a number of your photos on Facebook, right? And it appears to me, from my memory, that a number of those photos, you have a dark outfit, either it's black or dark blue or something. Is that true? And does black or one of those colors fit in any of your scheme?
No, that's not true.
That's not true. Okay.
I either wear white or black or orange. Actually, if I were to look at all my pictures, I think I wear a different color in most of them. My daughter pointed out to me the other day that I have been leaning more to black.
Right. Okay.
And it could be, as I said to you, Rula, I was grieving for many, many years. So that I was in a very vulnerable state. I wasn't in an empowered state. And it could be that, like I said, black is empowering. And, so when I go out, I can command a little bit of presence, because I am a tiny person. For those of you that have never seen me in person, I'm really tiny. And so, maybe it just makes me feel a little better. It's also a little more mature. I struggle with my looking mature because I look so young. So,
but on the same
go ahead.
No, on the same token, my understanding for persons who are, say, overweight, let me just use that term, they would tend to want to wear black because it makes them look smaller.
Because they say it's slimming.
Yeah, it's slimming, makes you look smaller. So,
but to me, black is also depressing.
Okay.
So that for everybody, it might not have the same effect. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They say it's slimming. I see lots of people wearing black, and I say they don't need to have that on. They could have gone with something, dark green or even blue or mauve, or you know what I'm saying? So that they're not just limited to that. Yeah. And the last time I went out, Rule, I had on white and burgundy. So no.
No. And you're right. You are going to wear a different color each time and so forth. I was just talking overwhelmingly. If I were to take an average, say if I looked at 20 of your photographs, I would probably say maybe 9 or 10 of them probably has more
white. I probably wear white more in photographs.
Okay.
Certain colors complement my skin better. Clothing-wise, I wear a lot of orange.
Okay.
Orange is my color. Orange, cream, white. Those are the colors that I wear.
Sound like you're all over the spectrum.
I'm sorry?
It sounds as though you're all over the spectrum.
Yeah. It all depends, and it
Okay.
depends on the event. Like they have black tie affairs.
Right.
Those are for the powerful, and those are usually affairs that are attended by powerful, rich people, right? Black tie. When you hear black tie, you think of Bill Gates. You think of Donald Trump, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Those are the things. You think of the Grammys. You think of, you know what I'm saying? Red carpet. You think excitement. You know what I'm saying? So the color is also always used. It's, one of those adjectives that are used to denote certain feelings for events, for, activities that we do. Like I said, red carpet, black tie affair, green with envy. What's another one? Yeah, black is because, so that those are ways in which we use color to denote feelings and sentiments.
Indeed. Quite interesting. Quite interesting.
So I don't know if anyone has any questions or if they want me to do a little quick color reading for them.
Yeah.
Do you think anyone wants to call in and do...
Yeah, if someone wants to call
now,
in.
black, interesting enough, SWA, is that black is one of those colors that can be depressing, like I said, in different cultures, but it can also be very empowering. So it depends on how you're using it. So that if you're wearing black and you have accessories that have different colors, you can, give that black a little balance with some red accessories or coral or purple or, any other color, just so that it's not just all black. And it's okay to wear black, and it's okay to go through certain phases. They say that when people go through a white phase, it's either they're going through a phase where they are starting over, a renewal. Lots of times when spring comes about, we opt for lighter, brighter colors. Our linens change from the darker winter colors to white and yellow, and you know what I'm saying? The curtains change. Everything gets brighter, and the feeling and the sentiment gets brighter. So it's the same thing. We go through, phases during the seasons. Even the seasons have certain colors. We have white for winter, we have green for spring, we have orange and yellow and brown for fall, right?
Yeah, I was just about to bring up something, and you might have touched on it. For folks in the Caribbean, for example, where the temperature is generally hot, and dark objects attract the heat, and the lighter objects, lighter colors reflect the heat. What would you say would be a tendency? And I've never really made an observation. I just thought of it, back home, if people would tend to wear more lighter colors because it's hot. Go ahead.
The other thing is that people mimic their environments. So that when you're in a more natural, organic environment, you tend to mimic the colors that you see. So people from the tropics use banana yellow, mango orange, turquoise ocean blue. Do you understand what I'm saying? You get the pattern. So that's why. Well, to me, that's why I think they use those colors, because those are the colors that they see. Those are the colors that are in their environment. And really, when you think about it, back in the day, they didn't have textiles and dyes and all that stuff. Color was obtained from homemade dyes. They would use flowers, they would use berries, they would use, grass or different objects to get tinctures, to make tints, to make color. So that, again, I think it's very subjective to your environment. Wherever you live, you're going to pretty much mimic the colors that are around you. I think people in London, I don't know, at one point when I used to see them, with the trench coats and gray, but I heard that it rains a lot there. So, those are the colors that they're used to seeing.
All right.
Lots of gray hues and things like that.
All right. SW brought up something in the chat room, which I think, okay, she says, what about when people say you look good in a certain color? And she said, is it that the color you attract, or is it just a skin tone thing?
It's a combination of both, because there have been times, like I said, I wear a lot of orange, but there are days when I'll put it on and looking like it's not an orange day, so that, it works together with your skin tones. Lots of colors do vibrate. Some people don't look well in colors, but we have no right to tell them that they can't wear it. They might need that color. You know what I'm saying? So that there's some darker tone people that I've seen wear colors that, at first I'm like, but, maybe it made them feel good. You know what I'm saying? So, certain tones definitely work better with other colors. Like some people have a natural redness, like you hear people say she's red bone or she's high yellow, so that, they have like a yellow undertone, so that maybe the warmer colors will resonate better with their skin.
Right.
But, that doesn't mean that they can't use the color maybe as an accessory. So, it's a combination of both. It's definitely a combination of both. And then we as people of color, we hit so many hues on the color scheme, because I wouldn't say that every one of us are all the same shade of brown. We reach so many of those hues that it's almost impossible not to find something that will complement our skin. Go ahead.
And the energy thing you talk about, the feeling good, is once you have on a particular color, you tend to gravitate to a particular color. It's like it's enhancing the good feel effect that one would have.
Yes, exactly. And also how people receive you.
Right.
They say if you want to be attractive to, I had read somewhere years ago, if you want to be attractive, to the opposite sex, wear blue. For men, females that want to attract men. Blue is the color, it's a calming, soothing color. And so, for a male to see a woman in blue, it gives them a calm feeling, or, you know what I'm saying? So that it all depends. Like you said, could a woman wear a certain color to elicit a certain feeling? Yeah. Not just from yourself within, but from people on the outside.
Let me read something here to talk about blue. If I can see it, it says they have black on blue, but it says blue cause the opposite reaction to red, and peaceful and tranquil, causing
calming.
The words are so small. The body
calming effect. Think of when and like I said, all these colors are in nature naturally, all of them. So when you think of blue, when I think of blue, the first thing that comes to mind is the blue ocean in the island. That's blue. Or the blue sky. That to me is blue.
Right.
So that, I associate it like that. And what does it mean? When I look at the sky, how do I feel? I feel calm. I feel almost tiny and small because it's so big and so, right? The sky is just so blue and so big and so warming and welcoming. The same with the ocean.
All right, Keith.
Now, when you see green, you mostly see it with things that are growing. We see green grass, we see green trees, right? So we associate it with growth, and you feel stimulated, you feel perky, like, movement.
Keith Anthony says he likes wearing white jackets and black trousers. Trousers are pants. They use the word trousers in England. What does that tell you about Keith? That's what he likes wearing. I don't know if that means that's his favorite.
That's very interesting combination, because on the top he has that perfectionist, that clean, the impeccable, because it takes a lot to wear white. You can trust yourself, but you can't always trust everybody. You know what I mean? So the confidence of the white jacket is there, and the black trousers is that, that powering, that dominating base. That's the foundation. It's foundation color. Kind of nice. That's good.
Quite interesting. So, colors and energy.
Now they said with marketing, like they said banks tend to use the color blue with their marketing because it denotes a feeling of trust.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They have each, the restaurant businesses, they use red. Like I said, red is supposed to stimulate appetite. Most of the people have red, and yellow when you think about it, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Most of those corporations, and then also you have let me see, I have some other things. But I really wanted to do some readings for people. I don't know if anyone is interested in getting a color reading.
Yeah, if someone wants to call in and get a feedback on their color preference, the number is 770-744-2154. 770-744-2154. It's 23 minutes after the hour. We're going to take it down to 11:30 with this color reading psychology. No, so can one later on in their life, based on, say someone is listening to you now, and they normally have a particular preference in color, but they hear some things that you're saying that would change their mood, change their vibes, provide more positivity. Are you saying that that person may want to go out and look at these other color schemes, try and understand what this means to give them a better feeling, better outlook?
Yeah, if you want balance, the whole purpose is to try to have as balanced an existence as possible. When you're balanced and you understand the connection, you understand your relation and how you fit into things, you get along better. We harmonize better. So that if you find it the color that you just hate, try wearing it.
Yeah.
Get something in that color. Get a bag, get a pen, get a pencil, a notebook, anything. Just get something in that color and just look at it and try to find something in nature in that color that's pleasing to you. Or maybe find the memory. What is it about that color? Is it attached to a memory? Is it something from your childhood? Did you taste something terrible in that color, or did someone wearing that color do something negative to you? So that, don't let it limit you, but try to understand what your connection is with the color. And maybe incorporate it into your being. Like I said, you might need that color. It might be the thing that's going to tip you to the right.
We have a call coming in. The caller dropped off instantly. Caller, can you please call back? While the caller is looking to call in, Keith Anthony says, which is quite interesting, he says whenever he goes to a business meetings in white jackets, everybody in dark can spot him because he stands out. And they wear the dark because that dark is a powerful color. You know what I'm saying? It's a color of power. It's a color of control. It has that symbolism. That's what it means. But to wear the white is exactly the right thing to do because you want to shake it up a little bit. You cause people to think when they see you in a white jacket, they don't know how to approach you because the first thing you did was you came in something different. They're expecting everyone to wear dark, and they know how to relate because everybody wears that. I know this person. They've got on what I have on. But the moment you come in with white, you cause them to have to think. Now, they have to figure you out. They have to really listen to you now, and they have to look at you. Right.
So that...
We have a caller on the line. Sorry about that, Empress. Caller, go ahead. Please say your name and where you're calling from.
Hi, SWA.
Hi, lady.
Hey, welcome. What color are you wearing? Green?
I'm actually wearing blue and beige.
Blue and beige.
Well, blue we already did, and the beige is like a neutral color. That's one of those neutralizing colors. I didn't really get too much information on beige because it's like in there. Other than it's a warm neutralizing color, it's one that you could use to tone down another color.
Okay.
No. The question then, SWA, what is your favorite? I know that's what you're wearing now, but like the original question, what's your favorite color?
Well, I would say maybe purple. I don't wear a lot of purple, but it is one of my favorite colors. What I wear a lot of is, I think, a lot of black and white.
Yeah, purple is a color of royalty, prosperity. There's nothing wrong with purple, and you can wear it nowadays. You know what I'm saying? You can incorporate it. The black and white is good. But add some purple in there, especially if you like it. purple is a combination of red and blue, so it's going to give you those two qualities together. You know what I mean?
Wait a minute. No, you use the word black and white is good, but you didn't say purple is good.
Purple is a color of royalty, a color of prosperity. All the colors are good.
Right. Okay.
All the colors are good, but I'm saying, add on. It's just like a meal.
Right.
Rice and beans is good, but if you throw some onions in there and some green peppers, it's better, right? You throw some coconut oil, it's even better. So the more that you put in, the more colors that you use, the more energy, the more quality you bring about. Purple is an uplifting color. Let me give her a quick reading on the color purple. Yeah, but purple is a royal color. Anybody that knows anything about royalty, when you think about it, it's always purple. Kings and queens wore purple. So that is a color that commands that type of energy. Anybody wearing purple gets that type of reaction and response, or even commands it just by having it on. Let me go to give her an in-depth.
All right, folks, it's 29 minutes after. You're listening to EmpressTee, and SW is on the line trying to get a readout on the color preference, and I'm going to wind it down shortly after this. Continue, Empress.
Yes. I'm sorry. I was fumbling.
All right.
We can't.
Go ahead.
1 second.
We cannot afford a dead ear. That's what I'm trying to.
I know. That you are gentle and free spirit. Your feelings run deep, and you can be quite sensitive to hurtful comments from others, although you would never show it. When you have, when purple is your favorite color, you're extremely compassionate. You're understanding and supportive. You always think of others before yourself. You are the person that others come to for help. But that being needed is what motivates you. And at times people take advantage of it. Would you say that that's accurate?
Very accurate.
Very
on target.
We're not hearing it. We're not hearing it. You need to speak closer.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you sound like you're in a speakerphone.
Have I floored you with my accuracy? Yes, very on target.
Oh, she says it's on target.
It is. It's on point. Okay.
Wow.
But it also says that you are creative and like to be an individual in most of your endeavors, including your dress, your home decoration, that you are idealistic and often impractical. But because of your great imagination, people don't really understand you. They think that you're a little eccentric because you spend a lot of time in your fantasies.
Oh, interesting.
But in addition to that, because of that, you also inspire people because it just means that you're extremely creative. So that creativity, it's what inspires people and what enables you to always help people.
We have another call coming on. We're going to add this call on. SW, hold on the line. Yeah, we have Sir Keith Anthony calling from England. Big man, greetings to you, sir. Sir Keith? Sir Keith? Yes, he's probably listening and getting the delay. All right. Sir Keith Anthony, you there? All right. SW, continue. Sir Keith Anthony, somehow his voice is not coming through. Yes, so SW, you're saying she's about 100% accurate in terms of the readings, correct?
So now, see, but you said that that's the color that you like, but that's not the color that you wear. So now, if we were to go into depth with the colors that you wear, the colors that you wear command and present a more independent persona. Black can be considered.
I'm here, ruler.
Yeah, Keith. Yes. Sorry, Empress and SW. Keith, voice is on. Keith, just hold a second because I think you're listening on the back end and you're on a delay. So you might want to mute anything in the background so you can hear it real time. She's just wrapping up a reading with SW, and then it's your turn. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead, Empress.
Yes, and so like I said, with the color black, that you kind of give off the appearance of, being dignified and sophisticated and in control. But a lot of times it's just a cover-up, a front to cover up insecure feelings or vulnerabilities. And so, the people that tend to have used those colors like to keep people at a distance, and guard their emotions, which makes sense when you think about it, because so you would be like a black jelly bean. Inside is purple.
What was that?
A black jelly bean.
Okay.
Inside is purple and the outside is black, right? And so the outside is the hard shell, but inside is the soft, the sensitive, the dreamy personality type, the helpful, nurturing. So would you say that that's accurate?
It is.
All right.
Yeah, see? And so it's interesting to look at that. So, I want people to start looking at colors that they wear, colors that they surround themselves with. It might be a color car. It might be colored shoes, socks, underwear. Some people wear only colorful underwear and bland clothing. They might wear all black, all white, or brown, something really, really bland, but their underwear has stripes and polka dots. And you understand what I'm saying? So that, the energy is there.
All right. I tell you what, we're going to be losing time now. So, so if we can wind that there, because we have Keith on the line who would like to get some input also. So,
okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Back to the baby.
All right.
So, but like a recommendation that I would make for her,
yes,
I would recommend that she start adding other colors to her clothing.
all right.
Just to get a little more feeling, to get out of that feeling. You know what I'm saying? The insecure feeling. She could even add a little more red or even orange, so that it becomes more a give and take opposed to a give.
All right, Empress, I appreciate that input. Let's go to Keith now. Keith, are you there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
Hi, Sir Keith. Top of the morning.
Why does everybody call me Sir? All my white friends take the mickey out of me when you do that. It's odd.
I think it's because of your British accent.
Uh-huh.
Well,
It commands a certain authority.
Okay.
all right. So Keith, you in the chat room, you put the colors beige and white. What's your favorite color that you'd like to pass on?
Well, if it's not white, and you've already done it, purple, because I like to wear a lot of purple shirts with my jackets, and sometimes blue, but particularly purple I like. And I think that's a color.
And I would say that the reading that I gave by SWA is also fitting of you from some of the things that you say, because you say that you're giving and you always give. You give to everyone, to the point of where you have nothing sometimes for yourself, so that maybe you need to well, not maybe, but you can also add some green, get some green in, so that you can get love too. You know what I'm saying? So that it's not just you giving. You know what I mean?
No.
It's not very. It's nice to give, but it's not a very balanced existence, because you can't always give. How do you get refueled?
Where do I put the green? Maybe wear a green tie.
You can wear green boxers. You can wear green socks. You could get a green pen, green pencil.
I've got some green socks, but nobody's going to see them.
It doesn't have to. You feel the energy. The energy is there. It's not always for other people to see. It could just be for you. You could get a green handkerchief to put in your jacket pocket.
Yes.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Just try experimenting with other colors, so that you can, get different energy, add on to what you're already doing. Black is very powerful.
Maybe
Purple
I get
is
some
very
green
royal.
glasses.
I'm sorry?
Maybe get some green glasses, green lenses.
Yeah, you can get green. Also,
I'll look like a
turquoise green. You could just add it in. Get a nice light blue turquoise shirt. There you go.
All right. I tell you what, we're running out of blue and green and white and pink. So, Keith, when you get a new color that fits and suits and creates a balance, you should let us know and let us know what kind of results you're seeing. You might put on a new orange or a new something, and you attract,
any
some
color
girls.
will help.
You attract some girls over there in England, and who knows? Just let us know what's happening. All right?
Okay.
All right. Well,
you.
because we're running out of time. Empress, Keith, thank you so much. And thanks, SW, for calling in and getting their readings. Keith, have any final thoughts there?
No,
right.
Regarding the white jacket, every time I wear that white jacket, I go into, if I go into an Anthony Robbins meeting, there's 10,000 people. I got to wear that white jacket because everybody's wearing dark. But when I got that jacket on, everybody knows I'm there, and I want Anthony Robbins to know I'm there.
If you want him to know you're there,
they know.
You go up to him and say, Anthony Robbins, I'm Sir Keith Anthony. Hi, how you doing? I'm quite sure you stand
but
out.
the white is the way to do it. It's a very independent color, and it does command. But you can also wear different colors too. They have that nice green, that minty green, lime green colors, suit jackets and stuff. Experiment. It's okay to change your colors. It's okay. It can only help you.
All right. I tell you what, we're going to have to wind it. It's 40 minutes after the hour. Keith, thank you so much for calling. Thanks, SWA. Empress. All right, thank you, Keith. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
All right. Empress, see if you can wind it for us now. But
Yeah,
this is quite interesting.
Again, just people start looking at colors. If you find that things are not working out the way you want, your relationships are not working out the right way, the way you're interacting with people, check out what it is that you're wearing. Your kids are not doing well in school, check out what predominant color is in their room. You know what I'm saying? So that just understand the relationship between color and our lives and how they do affect our senses and our emotions, and how you can, use it to help and change your lives. You're not just stuck with a color. It's not, you said you like red, so you can only like red. No, we go through different phases in life, our color preferences change depending on our situation, and we can also change our situation depending on our color preference.
So you say, again, the color will drive the energy levels. So you have to go get that color that will drive or uplift your spirits or your energy or your vibes, basically.
Exactly. And in your home, what we call it is the practice of Feng Shui. That is the practice of using color energy.
Right. Wow.
But Feng Shui also involves elements. We can go into that later. So I didn't cover numerology today because I wanted to, have fun with color and really give a good understanding. So if you'll allow me, Rula, next week I'll do numerology.
Absolutely.
So that we can see the connection between numbers, how numbers vibrate us, even with our homes, with certain businesses. You might see a certain business address that's always changing business. Every 2 months, it's a new business. What is the number of that business? Because certain numbers generate energy as well.
Quite interesting. Well, I am sure next week people are going to be locked in, just like this week. It's quite interesting, and you've done 3 readings, and the 3 of them sound like they're spot on. So, hey, it works. So, folks, make sure you check it out further. We're going to be posting the recordings on this one on the various social networks, and make sure you check it out. Or if they want to find out more about the colors, they can come to your Facebook page and go to EmpressTee HigherFrequency, correct?
Correct. And if you want to contact me, I've been doing so many consultations this week with people on various topics. Feel free to contact me. And I love to talk and help people because, like I said, as I help you, I help myself too.
Absolutely.
So, if you want to contact me directly, and get a consultation on anything, I can, I'm available.
The question is, should they contact you?
Facebook, and then I'll give you my numbers like that.
Right. Okay, great. All right, Empress, this is excellent. Thank you so much. And thanks to all those that called in, Sir Keith Anton from England and SWA. Thank you. And thanks, Empress. Great one.
Thank you.
All right. Yes, indeed. Once again, she did it.